Hello, doll friends. The name of this program is You Can't Always Get What You Want. And the second line should be You're shopping in the wrong department. Right now at the Groverian, we're in where our altar of dolls is, we are in the Carmel doll shop section. And then if you went through a hallway, or a doorway, there's two ways to get into the Groverian. That is the museum part. With the various events that we've had over the last 10 years, we have a list of dolls that are really, really the fan favorites. The things that repeatedly people say, if you ever sell it, or if you ever deaccession it, if I could get my hands on it, I want it. And once we sat up the table, and I actually handled things, and Denise helped me. Denise is doing this with me. I realized, oh, that's right, these aren't going anywhere.
No, they're not going anywhere, are they? Try as we might.
That's right, that's right. And by the way, if they were, Denise lives the closest, so she could be here in, what, 10 minutes?
I'd be here in 5.
Yeah.
If I could.
And she has the key.
And I have a key to the door.
So I think that these, the only way these are going to be going is when Michael and David go out the front door feet first. So we're gonna look at them, and I've kind of filled Denise in the order of the desirability, and the desirability has nothing to do with the value.
Intrinsic value, no, it's what people are.
What they want. Although there's some valuable items,
of course
it's not that about that,
but it's what they're zooming in on.
They're zooming in on. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start at the beginning of number 1, and thank you, David. He started off the camera. So we're going to look at number 1. So what do you think, Denise?
This is. Can I lift her up? Can I pick her up? Okay.
Of course you can.
I know. I get to play. People can live vicarious through me right now, and as I'm playing here. But look at this little face, an open mouth with teeth, open closed mouth. The little teeth showing.
I have to tell you this.
Let me.
Oh, okay.
Let me just put her so that.
Oh yeah, I have to tell you the backstory on this. A friend of mine bought this at auction, and she got it, and she found that it had a boo-boo on it, and she immediately offloaded it. And I was thrilled to get it because I thought,
who cares?
Who cares? Because this is so. And I thought I'll never get this again. And then I took it home and I cleaned her head, and there was nothing wrong with her. So that was kind
just a little dirt.
It's because of my forgiving nature that I got it.
That you got her. But look at this incredible body with these huge ball joints. But then look, they're covered in twill.
I have only ever seen this on an EJ. An EJ with a similar treatment to a body.
The arms and legs are painted, and I was saying it looked a little waxy. You thought
I
maybe
think it's
there's...
I think it's a wax finish, like a coating of wax.
And look at this little over.
That's so that it doesn't rub.
And then this on the arms too. Just one of a kind.
Yes. Well, I have seen this head in a large size, like about a 20-inch doll, but never this small. And I'm attributing this to Simon & Holbeck. What do you think?
I would think the face certainly looks like it.
Yes, and they were very, very good copycats. So.
But then, do you think a French firm put the body?
Could be.
Look at the. Or do you think it was a German body?
I think what it is I'm trying to get. Sorry. The hands. I think it's a German copy of a French body. So they got themselves a bébé, and they fiddled around with it, and they fiddled around with the body. But who knows? I mean, it does have a label of a toy store, but who really knows?
And Simon & Holbeck did do twill over.
Yes, on lots of
wood.
Lots of different dolls.
But it's a completely different body than this.
And the twill is a little bit, if I can get it, well, it's not quite a twill, is it? It's almost like a drapery lining material, don't you think?
Maybe I can't see well enough.
Well, it's got that little bit
It's
of a
fabric.
sheen on
It's got a little sheen.
But the face is adorable. It's just the whole thing.
It's just the whole thing. You just want to, you can hold it in your hand so beautifully.
And then,
But she doesn't just come like this.
No, she's got a lot
She
of...
has a lot of things. Let's see if I can put her head up again.
She's got lots and lots.
Lots and lots of clothing. Look at the little hat. See, I'll play for everybody.
Darling.
Little bonnet.
And
Look at her.
one of my favorite things she has, I mean, there are lots of wonderful things, but this brown and gold bebe dress, I just think that that is the cutest thing in the world. How they use the ribbon and the two-tone lace. It's just super.
They're beautiful. And the brown lace, you know?
Yeah,
We
I
see-
have not
yes,
seen. I have not seen that
black
before.
and a brown.
And I've been
Look at the
around
back.
since 1896.
Well, then. No, then I've been around since 1886. So, and then it opens on the side like a regular bebe dress. Is it file?
Yes, that's
I
fine.
think that is.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, it's been sitting kind of in this.
I know, yeah.
For a while, and used to be taken out and pressed and repositioned. But
Look at that
I do love
velvet.
that piece. I don't know that there's a hat for it, but
I guess maybe there had been. There's a hat here. What is this? Oh,
no, that could go
why
with
not?
it. I could go with a few
How does
different
this go?
pieces. I think it would probably go kind of like
To the
that.
side.
That's what I would think. If you hear typing in the background, that is David communicating with the world. And that was a little party frock, which has got a little bit of gold
I can, yeah.
trim on it. Pretty little thing. And
See?
that does have a hat. I believe, is that a hat there? Right here?
Where? Oh, yes, it certainly is.
It's been a long time that she's worn any
That
clothes
she's-
because
well, she's.
we like to see her wonderful little body.
Okay, no matter how I put the hat on, I know people are gonna say, "Ow, turn it around." But
Very cute.
look at that.
Very cute. And this blue number is pretty great too.
Can I take it out of the string?
sure.
Okay.
Let me get the camera. Sorry, we're.
Oh, okay. It
There
kind
we go. There we go. It's
Has
not
a
you.
mind of its own
It's not you.
sometimes.
It's me.
this
Oh,
blonde
that's
lace.
cute. Beautiful colors. Isn't that
And look,
gorgeous?
it's got some kind of design on it, some greenery.
Gorgeous little
Look
item.
at that. I love this ruching. This
Maybe I should dress it for
and
Christmas.
piping.
Oh, does it have piping? Oh, yeah, tiny.
Very nice.
Two-part sleeve,
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
which for a small doll, that's
That's
pretty
really
amazing.
something. And of course, you see where it goes in the middle, kind of, not on the bottom. Here's a little, maybe a little play dress.
Yes, I think that's a play dress. Cute. Very
With
loose.
the fabric.
Or a little, well, I think it would be, it's got the silk trim, so it's a little more than, but it's a drop waist, loose little number. And she may very well have things from, a couple of different years.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
And then she's
Oh,
got,
love
that's
this,
really
love
cute.
this. And then, let's see here. Let me get in front.
Oh, that's cute.
Let's see, how do we do this?
However you want. That looks about right, don't you think?
Like side or up
I think a little bit to the side.
to
way
the
there.
side, like that?
Darling. Now, shall we look at her little doggie that she's acquired? It did not come with her, but This is a little borzoi, but is that one of the...
Look at the tiny.
It's not the tiniest one I've ever seen, but it's pretty tiny.
Pretty close.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And she's got a couple
And she
pairs of
has
shoes.
little tiny shoes.
A nice watch. A nice fan.
2/0.
Or if that
Oh,
were her
what is her?
size. Well, we
Is
should look.
she marked?
I don't think she is, but we could look. Because that's always fun if we can get
Right.
the shoes to be the same size.
Okay, there's nothing right there. No.
No.
Okay.
So she's about the size of a 2/0.
Yeah.
And then there's
Makes sense.
her dress form.
Oops, as I break it.
No, it comes apart.
Oh, I didn't know what this was when it was on the floor. It fell on the floor
Yeah, it's her
before.
dress form. It's a little girthy, but it works. It works.
Cute.
And shall we show her the best accessory that she has, which
Yeah.
is this parasol right here.
And what do you, I love this fabric with this kind of washed,
It's
it's like
called
watercolor.
it's called shot silk, I think. Is that it? Someone will tell us in the
Yeah,
comments.
it'll come.
Because we've had a long week.
You have. Look at the little bead at the bottom.
But it is very
close.
unusual to have a parasol covered with a print, because, and particularly a silk, and it's really in really good
Yes, it
condition.
is.
For when you consider its age. But that's my favorite thing that she has, as far as
It's
accessories.
gorgeous.
Shall we move on to the second place winner of the
Second
competition?
place winner would be this lady over here. And so I knock every. I know you've seen this body before and a different head.
Yes.
And but I have never.
no?
And the size of it is just in your hand is fantastic. But she's got a little face that looks remarkably like another kind of doll.
Well, I think that, again, they went to the buyers or company owners of Simon & Hall, because that's who we are attributing this to, went to France and bought themselves a French doll, most likely a Hire, and thought, let's use this as a prototype and let's make something. And this is what they made. And, you know, I have seen others of these, not often, and they are pictured in Marie Tarnowska's book, The French Fashion Doll. But I've not seen them for sale, because I would, snatch them up. And it's just a wonderful little piece.
Painted eyes.
Now, the interesting thing is, David and I would make a mold of this and reproduce it for, consumption. But even though she's pretty, and beautifully painted, the modeling isn't crisp enough to make a mold. You really have to have something really sharp in order to replicate it. So unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
And I am not going to be the one to break her.
Well,
So she's
she'll
sitting
sit.
there. I know she, but
She'll sit. She'll sit. But isn't it fun to hold?
oh,
You know,
great fun. It's wonderful size for the hand.
And she has all kinds of things, including this little beautiful bench made out of beadwork. And then her wonderful trunk.
And all her little,
And all her little,
well, this
hats.
you would want to open up. Huh?
Yeah, her hats and clothing.
How about this?
That would fit on her.
Love,
you
love,
could
love
get that on her easily if you
Okay,
wanted
there's
to model.
there's a little pin there.
Nice. One thing I love on her too is this little coronet here. Sorry.
I think I might have seen this on her before. Let's see which.
We do dress her, but then I take the dresses off And I think that's very sweet.
This looks like the correct way for the ribbon, but this looks like it shows more flower.
Or it could go, Denise, where it's from the back to the, turn it the other way, or, yeah, where you put it on like the center of the head. Just back a little bit more. There. That looks really cute. And I believe that that goes with this dress.
This one right here.
Totally simple
Oh,
dress, but
look at the beads on
it's just
here.
the trim is nice. I think I'll dress her up for Christmas because it's kind of
this
mean,
is-
isn't it?
Well, maybe sometime she does.
Maybe you can do that.
Oh, can I? Can I? Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
I don't
I'll
think.
do
I
that.
don't think though. I think she lost her shoes, so she'd have to go.
Oh,
well,
might be a pair for
there-
her somewhere.
I probably could find
I
her
think so.
something.
I think so. I love this paisley one. Or is it paisley?
Oh
It's
yes,
not- oh, yeah.
it's a printed
Or
piece.
printed, kind of
Again, there's almost nothing to
Indian
it.
inspired. Right.
Nothing to
Right,
it.
a little.
Just a great design and great fabric. I mean, that could be made definitely in a half of a day. Oh, but it has a nice interfacing, doesn't it? Nice.
On the hem. Yeah, that's. Oh, and I love this too. I love this on the apron.
French
The
fashions have
embroidery.
to work.
Oh, let's see the little dress.
Nice.
So the skirt, and then you put the trim around like that on the
And really
bodice
you have
and
two-
the sleeves, and you've got it.
Yeah, and you really have two different looks because if you took the apron off, it'd have a totally different
Totally
look.
different. But see, it's these beautiful prints that we need to look for.
I think that's a
And
classic
another
too.
little.
Just very, very simple, and it's all in the trimming, a little box pleated silk ribbon. I think that's what that, yes, and then a little
With beading.
beading,
Again. And a little
but
tiny
a
blouse.
very nice blouse. And I think the blouse has to work with more than one outfit.
Oh, we
yeah,
have
here's another
we
one.
have
Mhm.
several, I think, here.
And we've
And
got
although
three
there's
jumpers.
another blouse, but
Yeah, we've got
we have a few.
3 jumpers, I think. So we need the blouses.
Just lovely. Where's our other one under here? Oh, this one has a blouse.
Yeah, so I
and here's
guess
a skirt.
Just as well,
Okay.
the blouse would go with the skirt,
with the skirt.
too. And that's a beautiful print, isn't it?
Yes. And it's almost sort of a linen kind of fabric. Let me see, is it doubled up now?
And it's not lined. They didn't always line everything. Of course, we've got our classic
And another
blues.
Classic blues, look at that. But see, do we think we can make these for our own dolls? I think we can.
Sure. I mean, they can do a screenshot, and this can be done for one of the new Hurrays or one of the old Hurrays. It's exactly the style that you'd want.
So little darts here, but probably don't all of them have that.
I don't think they do, from what I remember.
Look at that.
And it looks like cotton, but it's silk.
It's silk.
And is that chenille for trim?
It is. Oh, I'm trying to hold on to the. Okay, it is teeny.
Lovely. And the blouse looks lovely too. Beautiful.
Sort of a voile, maybe, or something. Can you see that? What does it look like?
I think it's a voile. which is of course lovely to work with for those types of things.
Then here's a neckline that is gathered. Which is awfully nice. And she's got a little,
That is my favorite hat of hers.
let's see, where's the back? There's the back. Oh,
Mary Stuart bonnet.
Look at that.
Lovely.
Wow.
And that can go with a lot of
Things.
things. But one of the cottons that I love the most is the violet dress. I don't know if you can grab
Back
that.
here. Look at that print.
I love that print. Violets are the first flowers of spring. So I love that one. Just absolutely simple. And a little loop trim, and that's...
I think you can get something similar to this these days, new even, if you...
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I think it's close to it.
So that's beautiful. Okay, so we've seen this lady, and we've pawed her through, and then when we're done, you get to dress her for Christmas.
Yay.
So then
Okay. I'll do that.
the next one on the list
Yes.
is
Ta-da.
this one.
This lady.
A lot of online you'll hear talk about Bru Charity, and it's really Bebe Charity. And this came to us in a very unusual way. We got a call from some people in Southern California, and they said, we have some dolls we want to bring up for you to, to handle for us. And it was a truckload, literally a truckload. And the lady that originally owned it was the founder of the Salvation Army thrift stores in the 1930s, because the Salvation Army did not have a way to fund themselves, day to day, and the need was great. So she founded the thrift stores. So every doll that she bought, or that came in, she bought. So it was really an amazing collection of various things. And there were lots and lots and lots of things. But the one thing that we kept was this doll. And imagine that this is just dropped off at the Salvation Army.
Please.
Yes. So she may look familiar to some of you, that Rachel Hoffman, that founded the virtual convention, and the format that we are using right now, she used this on her logo for the first one. And we've done a class and had her reproduced. So a lot of people are very invested. And Cheryl Williams did a kit and taught a class. And so a lot of people are really, really connected to this little girl. And I believe she's a size 5. I think, yeah, she's a size 5. You want to say anything about her?
Oh, God. Can I have her?
Yeah, no,
No?
no. But you pointed out something today that I thought was very interesting, which I hadn't really thought about, which is that she has marked Bru shoes, original shoes, as you can see. Oh, here we can tell. Yeah, she's a 4.
4.
She's a 4. But I kind of didn't remember that the buckles are usually...
Yes, the oval buckles.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I just see them so often on Bru shoes. It's not to say they didn't do other things. They did rosettes and things, but I just always see oval ones on them. But look at this. Let's see, on one of these sides, I think it would open, but it doesn't look like...
It in the back. It opens in the back.
Maybe it is. Let's see. Oh, it does. It opens in the back.
And it's a very interesting fabric. It's satin with a stripe of plush. The plush has gotten a little worn as time's gone by. And then the covered buttons that everybody loves, and all piped.
And again, that kind of washed watercolor. Yeah.
She does have more clothes, but when she's in the cabinets, this is what she's
Oh, she has
displayed.
more than this.
Mhm. And this is what she's displayed with, but she has more things.
It's beautiful.
It was very funny handling this collection because one day our accountant called us and said, you know, you're giving an awful lot of money to a church. And the reason that the dolls were being sold was to build a church. And we sold enough dolls for them to build their church. Yeah, it was really nice.
Oh, wow. The perks
So
of
that
collecting.
is Bebe Charity. And I mean, look at her through the screen. And she's so photogenic.
Oh, so photogenic. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she just is.
And she's on the chevreau body.
No,
No, she's not. She's on the other.
The
Wait,
Casimir.
oh, she is on the Casimir
Yeah,
Bru.
so she's before
Look,
1883.
that's right. Oh, how lovely.
And she has the little tongue tip. I don't know that we can show that because of the shadow, but it's there.
Oh, it's there. Yeah.
All right, so should we go to
To the
next
the
in
next one
line?
in line would be another.
Which, here we go again.
Another Bru. Look at that face.
And this is a Bru Jne 9, or excuse me, 8 on the chevreau body. And she is dressed in original, totally original clothes as Madame Police Chanel. And she's been seen in other videos, etc. But there are a lot of people that have put their name in on this. But, you know, you can't always get what you want. But I think you saw something interesting
I
that you'd
did.
never seen before.
Well,
you want to show
yes,
them?
and I've, you look at her, you see her face, her beautiful face, her presentation. But then I saw this fabric over here, and she doesn't just have this wonderful Police Chanel cap on, but she's got a little
Her undercap.
undercap, which it's a work of art in itself.
Yeah, it's not something you'd
If I
expect,
Put this
but
down.
it's necessary to have something to pin the hat on, the big hat, so that you can. And you know when this was new, these colors were
Oh,
just as bright as
Look
they
at
could
that.
be.
And she has some hair up here. She's got a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bun. I think she
And
has
I'm
a
sorry, I
bun
was
or something.
totally off. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know our own inventory. It's a 7.
Well, it's hard. It's easy to lose track of all those numbers.
But you know, she looks to me, her size looks more like an 8. But it could also be, you know, they did resize dolls. Doesn't she seem like the size of an 8?
Yeah, but then maybe an 8 on the other body. On
Yeah,
the
I
Casimir
guess
body.
that
I don't know,
could.
did they change?
The sizing
little bit.
sometimes changed a bit. But she has a wonderful face. And I think that it's safe to say that the imagery of this doll is probably one of the most reproduced Brus, you know, around.
Look at this.
And Denise, I should tell you that the color, it was probably originally bright blue.
Oh, this was. Oh my goodness.
It's just faded.
I
to
guess
this.
why not? You know, well, this is blue.
But it's been on her a long time. And shall we go next to church?
Next to church, too. Well, they're all my favorites, but I have a soft spot for Sister Elizabeth, too. Christmas
I think
tree.
Sister Elizabeth is in our top 5 most historically important dolls.
Important.
And she's even more so because now, in the 70s, there was an auction of dolls, including Lord and Lady Clapham. And Sister Elizabeth was in the same drawer with Lord and Lady Clapham. And there was a very, very interesting provenance, which connects this doll to the Stuart family. And, you know, and it was just kind of briefly mentioned in the catalog of sale. Then, you know, of course, Elizabeth Ann Coleman has all the magic stuff.
She sure does.
And out of the blue, she sent us something that said confidential, that we were not supposed to know. So we have all of the history of this doll, but it's confidential. Of course, I didn't sign any disclosure. So, I mean, it really is. Lord and Lady Clapham are national treasures.
And as far as dating these English wooden dolls, she is among the earlier.
Yes, she's of the earlier, of this type. And then Lord and Lady Clapham are kind of another type.
Another type of the same era.
Right. Well,
Okay.
yes. Just a little bit older than her.
Okay. And just the decoration with those little slashes through the eyebrows, the up and down lashes.
And I do consider it just a miracle that she didn't turn into a fancy lady. I really do. But there are quite a few people that have their name on this. And again, it's, you just can't always get what you want.
But sometimes we get what we need. And what do we need? That's a good question for doll collectors. What do you need? I need this.
Tootle over here real quick.
I need this. I don't know, can we see her?
Sure.
Maybe her legs or her...
And by the way, I should point out that the front, there's a hook, and that the lady who bought this from the auction was Mariana Bodmar, and she put that hook on there because it did not have that before.
Oh, okay. Interesting way to do it.
But it does, and please don't write us and tell us that the pocket's in the wrong place. We know it's wrong, but we have it out so you can see it, because otherwise it would...
She's got very thick woolen...
Coarse, isn't it?
Yes, coarse, but then you see her little shoes, which are little glove tips.
Oh yeah, they are little. And that's probably also Mariana Bodmar too. Okay. Those definitely are not original.
Because she would have maybe had a little painted something, or not? Nothing.
I think she
maybe
would have
nothing.
had
Just shoes.
But
she has toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have had shoes, but something probably very practical. And Mrs. Bodmar was very, talented, but not everybody can do shoes. Now, I know when you were in England, you got kind of cheated because
I was a little, miffed.
Did you get any explanation of where the Bodmars were?
No, they didn't know.
Or the
Claphams. So I'd waited for all my life, many years, to go to London. And so last September I did. I had a tour that canceled, but I had the plane tickets, so I went. And I tootled off to Victoria and Albert Museum because
Which nobody knows where
knew that Lord and Lady Clapham were there. And I looked and the
wonderful case.
The case, it's a big case, kind of like Rose Percy's in, had a violin in it. I said, no. And on the sides are drawers, and they list, and they're marked, Lord Clapham's underwear, Lady Clapham's this and that. So that was their case, but nobody really knows where they are. They didn't need to be curated, did they? I don't know.
I don't think so.
But I think that...
Coleman knows where they are.
Oh, Ann Coleman knows.
I should have asked Ann when she was here. Oh, darn. Okay, Ann knows. I'll have to ask Ann.
She knows.
I should have asked her before I went over there, but I just assumed that they were there. But I think, what's that other museum? The
Bethnal Green.
Bethnal Green. Somebody mentioned that, and that maybe they were going to go there when they fixed everything up. But with COVID and all that, everything's kind of crazy, so who knows. But
well,
I'll have to go back.
You can always come and see Sister Elizabeth, because you know where she is.
I love Sister Elizabeth. Yeah.
So since everybody has their fantasy thing of their what they want, and okay, if you could have anything on this table for Christmas, which would you pick? And you can't ever sell it, so it has no monetary value. So what would you pick?
Okay, they're asking them too, right? Or are you just asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh, Lord. They've listened to me breathe heavily through this whole thing. They've been very indulgent. I'm just excited about all of them. I think as much as I would love, oh my God, this little girl or that little girl. Sister Elizabeth, I have a soft spot for nuns.
I do too.
I never went to Catholic school, but, went to church. But I love nuns, and I probably would have to. She has the sweetest face I've ever seen. I think I'd have to go with Sister.
All right.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
Sister.
I'll put your name under the stand. Okay. Bye-bye, doll friends.
Bye-bye.